owners have been accumulating data for years and years and have definitely heard that data is very valuable and that they should be using it to make better decisions, but don't often know how to go about that. So we thought we'd host this webinar today to focus specifically on how you can use that data within your business to start to identify different methods for you to identify cost-saving opportunities for you to reduce costs, and hopefully give you some insight into that process of how you set it up and what it actually looks like to start to utilize your data in a more meaningful way. So in terms of what the agenda looks like, we've split up the session into 3 parts. Firstly, we'll have Marina Trinette from Tableau, and she'll be talking through the power of data and the importance of data. She'll also be going through a bit of an overview of how Tableau helps you unlock that potential that I mentioned of your data, but also a bit of a demonstration on how specifically you can use Tableau to identify what are the cost drivers within your business and where potentially can you look to reduce cost, as well as potentially identify some products or services within your business that might be underperforming and hence potentially costing your business money. I'll then be passing over to Syed Jaffrey from AWS, and Syed will be giving you an overview of the importance of bringing all your data into a central location to enable platforms like Tableau to really interrogate that data. And also we'll be discussing the importance of building a data capability within your business and what it looks like to build that in a modern and future-proofed way. Finally, we'll be wrapping up with a bit of a Q&A session. So feel free as we go through the presentation to leave any questions you might have in the comments section, which should be on your right. We'll be taking a selection of those questions at the end that we think relate to the most people on this webinar to give everybody a bit of value out of that Q&A session. But if there are any specific questions that we have in the chat, we'll do our best to then come to you individually after the session via email and answer those questions for you. And we'll be wrapping up after the Q&A. So on that note, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, which is Marina Trinette from Tableau, who'll be giving you, as I said, a bit of an overview of Tableau and the importance of data, and an active live demonstration of the platform as well. Over to you, Marina.
Thank you very much, Ramesh. Hi, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Marina Trinette, and I'm a solution engineer at Tableau Software Sydney. I've been in Tableau for more than 3 years and also working as a financial controller in my previous life. So cost cutting and operational cost analysis was part of my daily life. And I want to share with you how Tableau can help organizations thrive in the age of data, even for organizations who weren't born in the digital age. I wanted to highlight some of the ways that Tableau can help you navigate all the changes required on your journey towards a more data-driven culture. So let's talk about Tableau first and why we're here. Although many companies invest heavily in analytics, most of them are struggling to achieve analytics at scale, largely because they struggle to bring data into their everyday decisions. Our customers have expressed that Tableau gives them a competitive advantage in several different ways. First, people love to use Tableau because it's for everyone, not just technical users. Second, our platform offers an integrated experience that can scale to the needs of your organization. And finally, the fact that we are the trusted leader in analytics in the market. Our dedication to customer-driven innovation has led to the formation of an incredible community and a high demand for Tableau skills in the job market. So these are some of the areas where we feel Tableau is uniquely able to help organizations to become more data-driven. So let's go through a few of these aspects in more detail. Tableau is an enterprise analytics platform that ensures that everyone can be empowered with data. You can easily share your dashboard through Tableau Server, Tableau Online, or Tableau Mobile, iPad, or even embed Tableau in your own portal or applications. All of these capabilities are surrounded by tough security protocols governance, and scalability requirements to meet the needs of your business. But more importantly, I wanted to highlight that Tableau is the most flexible analytics platform on the market. We want you to be able to leverage your existing technology investment, but we also want you to make sure that you can rely on Tableau as a constant as your data environment continues to shift and grow. Most of our customers have already made technology decisions for their organization, and they want to leverage those investments and extend them. If you're currently using on-premise data source, for example, and you're thinking about moving to a data cloud strategy, Tableau can accompany you in this journey as we give you the choice of deployment. You can install Tableau on-premise, in the public cloud like AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure, or in a fully hosted environment with Tableau Online. Also, if your organization have chosen to use Linux, Windows, or Mac, we are compatible with all of them. On the top of that, we can connect to any data easily, either file, database, big data, cloud-based data, or any application data. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that we're really strong in the area of flexibility and choice. And this is one of our top differentiator as well. For the session today, we wanted to talk about some of our customers that are actually using Tableau and AWS together. And I will pass the mic to Amanda, our Tableau account manager, who will go through the story of Kimberly Clark.
Thanks, Marina. So just a quick story here. Kimberly Clark, who are a Fortune 500 provider of personal care products, they look after brands such as Kleenex, Viva, and Huggies. They were facing a challenge in regards to their e-commerce data, in that it was coming from multiple regions and multiple disjointed data sources. So the central analytics team were getting requests and questions from different teams across the globe. And like most people asking for answers, they all wanted their responses quickly and with considerable analysis and insights provided. So after bringing on Tableau, within the space of 2 years, the company was able to save $250,000 and 8 hours a week of analytics wrangling, which, looking at it through another lens, meant that there was more time available for analysing data rather than just trying to interpret it. With a streamlined connection to all of those data sources, the team were able to analyse side by side the performance of different store formats, from online, in-store, superstore, and express store, across the varying regions, and they could measure in comparison the metrics on the stores, including the price and promotion, pack size, market share, and growth. And with the connection of all the data sources, people across the business from any department now have the ability to do their own ad hoc discovery when and how they want. And they can look deeper into things like staffing hours, stock on hand, and customer engagement. Thanks, Marina. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda, for this great story. So now I want you to show you the power of Tableau. So we're going to go through the demo. So let me just switch quickly to my screen. So for anyone who have never seen Tableau before, I think this would be interesting. 1 second. So this is Tableau online, but the user experience is the same if you use Tableau server. So what I wanted to show you today is how you can actually use Tableau to do ad hoc analysis on the fly without any technical skills. Many people come to us with the hope to make themselves and their organization more data-driven. So now I want to show you how you can do this with Tableau. And I will take the role of a manager who have just received a link to a dashboard from his analyst. So here, this is my Tableau online. There are a lot of folders with plenty of dashboards inside. So I actually know the name of the dashboard that my analyst has sent me. So I'm going to search it directly. And I know that there's an executive dashboard for AWS. So this is what I'm looking for. Okay, this is it. So this dashboard has been created by analyst and is giving me an overview of our sales and situation by geographical location as well as by category. It also has a sales trend forecast. If I look at the map, I can see the country where I sell the most: China, India, Australia. And I can also see from the orange color that some places in Southeast Asia are not performing as expected. But what strikes me the most in this report that I was sent is the profitability of the furniture category. With this table bar being orange, which means that although the sales are going pretty well, the profit is negative for one of the segment. So now what I want to do is I want to investigate what is happening here. Normally, I would ask my analyst, but today she's away and I have to look at it by myself. So I'll use the web edit option. And I want to investigate how deeply the profit issue extends into my product categories. So I just need to drill down into that view, and I might copy it or not. It's really up to me. So I'm going to just duplicate this view to not spoil her work and call it ad hoc analysis. And now let's drill down into this bar. So I have noticed on the map before that there was some regional issue. So maybe I can find out more if I add the region into this view. So here I have this region dimension, and so I'm going to split those bar by region. Great. Okay, that helps. It seems that the tables are not struggling in all the region. It's actually doing okay in Central Asia. But the worst part is in Southeast Asia. So within Tableau, I could easily drill down on this specific bar and see which country in Southeast Asia are related. But in this case, I want to know which specific product are having issues. So I'm going to drill down into this view. And now I have the breakdown from the furniture category to all the different product name sorted by sales amount that have profitability issues. So the 25 first item here, for example, is worth $43,000, and the total negative profit here is an issue for my business. So I'm going to send this to the furniture manager of Southeast Asia. So at any point in time, I can just view the underlying data by row. So this is the underlying data. And I can send all of this as a text file to the regional manager for him to take action. So it's great because from just looking at the report, I could drill down, identify by how much I had an issue and on which specific product we had an issue, and take action to send this list to the furniture manager to investigate. So this is where Tableau ad hoc analysis can help your business to become more reactive to quick changes. And then because it was an ad hoc analysis, I can either close it and save it, or just don't save it and do another analysis on another report. Now I wanted to show you another example of how you can use Tableau to ask deeper questions with our data using your natural language processing tool called Ask Data. So let me give you an example. So here we have a folder called Ask Data and Data Source, which actually contain only data sources. Some data sources are certified, some data sources are not, but I want to only rely on the certified data source by my BI team or my IT team. So I'm going to look at this certified data source to ask question. So I know that this one could answer a question that I have about my customer, my sales, and my discount. The Ask Data tab is shown when I open any data source, and I can see all the fields available in the profile pop up. That gives me a good indication of what type of data these fields hold, including common values, numeric ranges, time periods. So for example, here, just by hovering over order date, I know that this data set is comprised between 2013 and 2016 period. What's the power of Ask Data is really more the ability to ask a question directly, like a natural language question, just like, what's our overall revenue? I'm asking this question, and Tableau replaced this natural language question by an analytic expression, which is actually the sum of sales. I just have to hit enter, and then it will give me a visual response. So this is the total revenue in my business in this data source. Let's break it down further. I can add by quarter. And now I see the breakdown of this total revenue of 3 million by quarter. Now, let's ask another question. For example, how many customers do we have? I did a typo, but it's still understood. So we have 795 customer, and then I want to know maybe how many we have in each country. So I just type in each country, and then Tableau will generate a map showing me the number of customers we have in each country. So you can see that we can answer questions very quickly using Ask Data and get an immediate visualization response. Where Ask Data really come into its own is when we use it for conversational analytics. So because this data set is the same as the one we have analyzed just before, I just wanted to show you what happens if you want to drill down further. So if I type, for example, total revenue by product type, note here I don't have the revenue by product type, but Ask Data understand what we're looking for. So we have this breakdown we had before. Good sales here. How can I know more about this profit? Maybe I just type that I want the profit as well. Okay, so now we have the sales on one axis, the profit on another one, and I can see that it confirms what we have seen in the previous report because it's using the same data source. The tables are not doing great. So let's drill down into this. So you can do actually a very similar thing and just keep only here the table and break down those tables for each product. So before we had a bar with the breakdown of each product, and now instead of that, we have a scatter plot. And I think that the issue is that the profitability went down for all these tables because someone has given too many discounts. So instead of sum of sales here, I want to compare it with the discount. And I just have to change the axis here, maybe by average discount. And I can see directly a correlation with all the different products here that had an issue because there were really too much discount applied. Like you have almost 80% discount here, which is abnormal. So here, this is how you can just explore, remove an axis, for example, and I just want to keep and focus on the non-profitable items. So I'm going to type no profits. And now Tableau has automatically filtered it down to the one that has negative profit. And I can do exactly the same thing as we did previously. Hover over and send it to the furniture manager for action. So yeah, now we have discovered how our lowest performing products are doing, and it was just a conversational exploration. I can close this ad hoc analysis or save it as a workbook and use it as a base point for further analysis and share it within Tableau. I hope this demo have shown you how rich data visualization can help you to answer business questions quickly without understanding the structure of the data or writing any formula. If you are interested to see how Tableau can help you to take the next steps in order to reduce costs, feel free to watch some of our free on-demand webinars on finance analytics. This one is about cost-cutting data strategies, and it's part of the fundamental finance analytics series. It's all free. They're usually really helpful. And we'll send you the link after this session for all the attendees. Another example that I wanted to give you, as you might be cloud clients, you can see how Tableau can help you to reduce cost and optimize your public cloud spending. So this webinar actually have example for AWS and Snowflake, and it will tell you some tips and how to just analyze your AWS spend data and reduce waste. So now I'll give back the mic to Resh. So let me just.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Marina. And yeah, love the presentation, just to understand a bit more about what Tableau can actually accomplish for our customers, as well as understanding in some detail how you can use simple conversational cues to analyze that data and start to drill down with regards to your revenues and costs. Really cool to see. So now I'll be passing over to Syed Jaffrey from AWS. We'll be going through the importance of actually bringing your data, multiple data sources into a central location, so you can really enable some of that data interrogation that Marina went through. And also, Syed will be talking through what it means to really build out that modern data capability and how to future-proof it for your organization so that it can really remain as a competitive advantage for your business. So Syed, over to you, mate.
Suresh, good morning, everybody. My name is Syed Jaffrey, and I'm a solutions architect here at AWS. I've been with AWS for just over 2 years. So yeah, let's have a look at how AWS can partner with your organization to execute a modern data strategy. So actually, before we go into how you could execute a modern data strategy, let's actually review why you need to do that in the first place. What is the compelling reason that you need to build a modern data platform? So if you review what's happened in the past 5 years, the volume and variety and velocity of data continues to escalate as our customer behaviors and interaction methods continue to change. Data sets are getting bigger and more diverse, coming from many different sources and applications like ERP, CRM, and others. And traditionally, this has ended up in silos. But to be able to get a complete view of what's happening in your organization and with your customers, there's a need for a consolidated view. Data platforms live for a long time, on average about 15 years. So when you're thinking about building a data platform, you need to think about not just your current data needs, but also your data volume and needs over the next 15 years. So when you think about building a future-proof modern data strategy, you need to think about these 3 core principles. Having the flexibility in your platform and your strategy to evolve as your business does. Having a foundation that gives you the broadest and deepest set of capabilities. And finally, having a strong and experienced partner that can help you look around corners and work with you on a holistic business strategy. And if you look at AWS and our heritage coming from Amazon.com, we've been working with data to drive innovation in our business for over two decades. from developing personalized recommendation engines for our customers to using data to automate our fulfillment centers with robotics, to experimenting with novel ways to deliver packages faster to our customers, to building a natural language interface with Amazon Alexa that's used by millions of households and businesses, and to completely rethinking the retail experience with a walk-in, walk-out experience with Amazon Go. But these are the examples of how we've used data to evolve our business with the needs of our customers. So with the partnership that AWS builds with our customers like yourselves, we look to enable your business for innovation in ways that make most sense in your environment. So looking at the customers that we've partnered with before and reviewing the key success factors that we see commonly, these are the four key areas. Firstly, it is imperative to align the data strategy with the business strategy. Otherwise, it is near impossible to have measurable outcomes. Top-level executive sponsorship is key to a successful execution, especially since the investment in a data strategy is a long-term play. You need a platform that gives you the broadest and deepest set of capabilities, so you have the flexibility to change and use the right tool for the right job. And finally, investment in people. Without this, it is not possible to have a sustainable data strategy. And going deeper into what we advise our customers when we're executing a data strategy with them, I'd like to touch on these design principles. It is clear that the future will be different to what we expect. So designing with change in mind is imperative. Design for flex and adjust. Design systems that will cope with unprecedented data growth. The storage of data at scale should not be an inhibitor, and data storage needs to be at low cost. Think about decoupled data architectures. Data is an asset. It should never be tightly coupled to the systems that process it. Otherwise, it creates a technology dependency that locks you in and inhibits your ability to scale. Capture data for tools that haven't yet been invented, both data sources that haven't been considered, but also analytical tools that don't exist yet. In the analytics space, we're seeing an incredible evolution of tools, from startups to open source to universities developing new tools, approaches, and frameworks. So decouple your data. If there's one thing that I would like everyone to take away from today's presentation, it is that culture of experimentation. It is key to driving value from your data. There are two elements to this: a culture that encouraging staff to run experiments, and an architecture that makes data available and enables rapid experimentation. If I'm running an experiment, I need to be able to quickly spin up the right tool for the right job and the required compute. I'd like to see the new mantra being, what can I do with the data in 5 days, not in 5 months? When you have the ability to experiment cheaply and quickly, you can build a culture of test and fail to foster innovation. Also, avoid data silos. Every new app should have consideration for the data that will be captured and analyzed by others. And analytics should be for all, enabling multiple tools to operate on the same data sets. And finally, building a foundation for AI ML. Consider starting to build a muscle memory now. Experiment, leverage AI, and start to think about how a high-value use cases that you can test quickly. So these are a few notes that I wanted to share with you in terms of building and executing a data strategy with AWS. I'll now hand it back over to Resh to facilitate the Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you, Sion. Really appreciate you going through what it means to actually build out that modern data capability and what some of those design principles are, because it can be the more difficult part to explain when it comes to understanding and interrogating your data. So good to see, I suppose, that whole end-to-end journey of how do you bring all your data into one place, potentially on a platform like AWS? And then how do you use those really innovative tools like and platforms like Tableau to actually allow anyone in the business to really dive into that data and start to bring out insights so you can make some really well-informed decisions for your business. And particularly relevant in a time like we're living at the moment, where you really need to have the information available at your fingertips to be able to make those good educated decisions to move your business forward, or potentially make the decisions, the hard decisions, to be able to, I suppose, keep your business afloat in such a trying time.